So now we've got everything set up. This is going to be my first experience working and operating the 3D printer. So I understand that there's a test cube on the memory stick, so I've installed that. I've plugged in the power. I haven't loaded the filament yet because I need to heat the extruder in order to be able to actually feed the filament in. So now we turn it on, and the power switch is just at the back here. The first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that the extruder is up to temperature. Now it would seem that PLA prints best between 180 to 230 degrees, and the recommended temperature to try initially is 210, somewhere in the middle, so I'll set it to 210. So if we set tools, heat, there we go. So you've got add and decrease. So we want to make sure that we've got, so it's currently 21 and we want to set it to 210. There we go. So we can see it's getting up to temperature very, very quickly. Oh, there's also a light. Again, you can change the colour. Light off, white, red, green, blue. Very nice. We'll set it to green, I think. So the next thing to do before we can print anything at all is to actually load the filament now that the extruder is up to temperature. So we go to set, and then we go to tools and change. So in is when you're loading it, and out is when you want to remove it or extract it. So we go up to filament, and we can see the little light here to indicate that there's filament present. And then we bring this down, sorry, excuse me a second, just trying to get the end of this. So we put it in the little hole, and then there's a little knob here which I believe is to help lower it down, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to say, actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring the print head up a bit, because at the moment it's in its home position. So I'm going to go to move, and then I'm going to go you can see as I press the button it's moving up. It's a really nice interface actually. I like the black background as opposed to a bright colour. It makes the buttons easier to see, and it's very kind of touch sensitive, so you don't have to press too hard. It gets it straight away. As we can see, the bed's coming over. And I'm going to move the head over just into the middle, just in case any filament comes out, or molten plastic comes out. So I've got a bit of dust on there. That's probably from putting everything together. Right, okay, so now we go back to change and select in. Right, let's see what happens. So, heat completed, because I've got it up to temperature already. Please load filament to extruder and click confirm to start loading. So click confirm, and we can see it pull through there. You can see the wheel turning. Very exciting. So it says load filament completed, click confirm for return. But I'm just going to get it to extrude a bit, because I was expecting to see it come out and it didn't. I'm going to try pressing in again. Loading. but it's not doing anything. I can feel something. Okay, that wheel's turning, so maybe it isn't in far enough for it to actually engage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try using this switch again, just to make sure, or this lever, just to make sure that it is actually in. Right, that could have been it. I don't think it was engaged. When I pulled this back and pushed this in, the lever doesn't come as far forward, which makes me think it's biting against it. So that's probably what I needed to do. So we click in again, click confirm. Ah, there we go. So yeah, it did need to bite, because now we can actually see the filament moving. So the wheel's turning, filament's moving. There we go, our first bit of molten plastic. Brilliant. Load, filament completed, click confirm for return. Brilliant. Excellent, look at that. That's technically our first plastic model. Okay, so now we go back and back again. So now click on print. So we know we've got everything. The bed's level, everything's tightened. We've got our plastic in place. So click on print, click on USB, click on cube, and then I'm going to confirm. And before I do, I'm going to set up a time lapse so that we can actually see how this goes. It should take about half hour, as far if I'm aware correctly. And now the printer's finished, and we can see from the status display here that it took 29 minutes and 15 seconds. And one of the things I noticed when it was printing, or when I started to print, is that the bed needed to get up to a much higher temperature. So the settings for the bed must have been within the print file itself, which I guess makes sense. And since finishing the print, the temperatures have actually come down now, so it's cooler. And here's the print, and I have to say that looks very good. So just remove it from the base. So it's a little bit. So I guess the only thing is that maybe once the bed cooled, it's actually made it stick a little bit more firmly to the print bed. Oh, there we go. So yeah, so that is really quite amazing. You can see some banding in terms of the levels, but that's incredibly smooth. That is just really, really very impressive. It's amazing what the technology can achieve. So as my first print, I'm absolutely chuffed with that. That is amazing, really, really impressive. And obviously I'll take this bit off, and I can smooth it down a little bit around the edges. But yeah, very happy with that. And it feels nice and solid as well. You could see when it was constructing it, it was using a grid or lattice in order to give it strength and support. And it does feel really solid. It's really amazing. Very, very impressive. Very pleased with that. It's my first ever 3D print.